Okay, sound check. Ruth, talk.
Yo.
Talk louder.
Yo.
Matthew.
Yo.
Raymond.
Yo.
Do get it right.
Yo.
Everybody's yellow but Ruth, and Ruth's right next to the mic, of course.
Her voice does not carry.
All right. So I'm sorry for the cramped conditions, but this is the best we can do right now.
Oh well, it is what it is.
YouTube needs to get rid of their frickin' ads.
No, if they got rid of ads, then how could they pay?
Do subscriber service. We've been talking about this for years. It's more efficient. So, in case you can't hear, we have the theme music now playing. Game's officially in session. Theme music for this Fallout campaign is going to be War. The old classic song that's covered by Joan Osborne, and it sounds like this. Chip counts. Yours? Matt's. Ray's. Edda. So, as the camera opens up on the intro, you look out and you see the irradiated wasteland. Walking in front of the camera, there's a Brahmin with little pink bows tied to its ears. The double-headed cow looks up with one head, keeping a watchful eye, while the other head eats. The camera pans back and you see a long caravan of these strange mutated creatures going across the brown grass plains of what was once Wisconsin. The Connies, the native residents of Wisconsin, are seen in a line. Unlike the cowboys of old, however, they're not riding horses. Instead, they are riding these weird four-legged mechanical devices that look something like if a go-kart married a water buffalo. On top of one, you see a woman who looks like she has descent from Hispanic heritage or Latino heritage, but with curly, long blonde hair. She's wearing a big black wide-brim hat and has around her neck what appear to be a pair of Protestant pastor ties. Does everybody know what those are? It's the white thing you see English vicars wear that has the long trails that come down the sides. Okay. As she keeps a watchful eye on the horizon, she suddenly peers closely like some intuition has warned her of danger. She quickly whips out a weird rifle. The rifle has one part pump-action shotgun on one barrel and a lever-action rifle on the other with a very strange-looking scope. She racks the lever, takes aim, and says, "Aw, shit." Off in the distance, you see a line of what appear to be savages. People from a mix of the Stone Age, the Middle Ages, and some far dystopian cyberpunk future, all charging this caravan of Brahmin. The camera pans back to the woman with the rifle. She says, "Ah, Gott in Himmel. What a way to start the day. Killing people." Bang! Fallout, Lansing Remembers, appears on the screen. The theme song starts to play.
I love that movie already.
The camera shifts. You look upon the town of Brightwater, a struggling community that's had some success eking out a place in the wasteland of what is northern Michigan?
Upper Peninsula?
No, wait, I'm sorry. Brightwater's right on the border of Wisconsin and the Upper Michigan Peninsula. Yoopers walk by. A few wanderers go wonging. And wanderers are a specific religion in the game, not just generic wanderers. Picture something from the Wild West period, but married with high-tech robots walking along the street. One of these robots shouts, "Mom! Mom!
Yeah, what's up, Percy?
I believe I have found the part we are looking for." "Oi! Don't listen to him." "Sorry, my speech seems to be glitchy.
Did I seriously fuck up your CPU again?
It's not my CPU, Mom. It's don't listen to him. He's having an episode. Sorry, Mom.
Of course he had to turn schizophrenic. Alright, well, okay, show me where the part is.
You walk down the main thoroughfare of Brightwater, and as you're walking along, I'm going to need you to roll a notice check for me.
Okay, what am I rolling again?
You're rolling a d6 for your wild die, and whatever your notice skill is.
Okay.
Matthew, I need you to roll your notice check as well.
Oh, okay. Well, I need a die to do that.
D6 for your wild die here, and what is your notice rating?
Notice rating. Notice. I wish I had these things in alphabetical order. D6.
Let's roll 2d6 for me. Target number is 4.
Well, I got a 4 with it, so...
Oh, you both barely pass it. The two of you managed not to bump into one another as the GM puts the plot engine into overdrive as we're starting late. You almost bump into kind of a, not scruffy nerf herder, but definitely someone who's been out in the wastes, and then behind him there's this tin horn that just has no idea what he's doing, trying to move this line of packas. Now, you've dealt with packas before. They are ornery beasts. Picture a llama with 2 heads and human intelligence. The packas on the rope behind him are all glaring at the tin horn. A couple of them look with eyes that you kind of intuit are like endearing or somewhat commiserate with the other character you see, who is obviously the outdoorsman. One of them looks at you, it's chewing its cud. You know these things can spit, and then like the camels that are descended from, they spit a foul-smelling thing on things they don't like.
She's gonna put Percy...
And it's looking evilly at Percy.
She's gonna put Percy between her and that one so she don't get... If they do spit, it hits the robot, not her. Robot's easier to clean.
Yeah.
Alright, so you try to duck behind Percy. Percy revolves in place, and because it's part of Percy's programming to always be behind you since it's the servant, it tries to come around you while you're trying to keep it between you and the Paka.
Hey, Percy, you must just stay right over there for...
Right away, Mom. Why, what are you... Shut up, you.
Morning! Or, what time it is?
It's morning.
It's morning. Yeah, morning!
A good-looking girl is saluting you on the street, Matthew.
Oh, yeah.
Role play.
And, yes, good morning.
Saying good morning. Be nice and friendly.
And, yes. Are you selling something? Buying something? Wanting to hire somebody?
That's when you notice that the tin horn behind you has lost control of the packers on the rope. They're kind of blocking the street.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me while I get these animals under control, and my client here, well, alive to his place of residence.
Oh, I've got it from here, he says, trying to pull the rope, and the pack is not moving. One just kind of like...
No, you don't. No, you don't. And you're about to get spat on.
Give me another notice roll.
Me too?
Yeah, both of you.
I got 10.
Ooh. I got 10.
Alright, so you have the 4 you needed plus 4 more for a raise. You both notice that the Paka on the end, being independent-minded, has one head in front of the other one to hide what it's doing while the other head chews on the rope.
Oh no.
And the head that's in front sees the two of you and it turns its eye. And again, you have that weird moment of how sentient are these things? Because it gives you the big doe eyes like, please don't say anything.
You do that, and you will be eaten tonight.
It drops the rope. Both heads look at you and go, mm.
On the other hand, if you behave yourself for the next 30 minutes, you'll get an extra special treat.
Ears perk up.
And he's paying for it.
Like a dog, its head turned, both heads turned to the side.
Oh my goodness.
Honorary beasts, aren't they? The tin horn pays you, Matt. You get 30 caps, and he takes off.
No, they're not. They're just misunderstood. I keep saying that. Nobody believes me.
The voice goes, Veronica Rose.
Yes?
You turn, and there's a guy there in very well cared for combat armor. He's wearing a tabard, like a European knight, and on it there's a stitched R behind a circle. And you recognize this as being the badge of the Reclaimers. The Reclaimers are an actual branch of the Lansing government.
Great.
They're essentially what we would call federal marshals in the United States today. They're essentially that.
Wonderful.
What can I help you with?
Burt Gummer,
Yes.
I need you both to come with me right away, please.
What have I done now?
It is my duty to inform you are hereby drafted into the Michigan military and regulars.
Hold on, I'm
How old are you, Bert?
Every citizen of Michigan is technically an active member, so he has the right to do this. I need you to come with me right now for a matter pressing upon the security of the state.
Uh-huh.
Does it
And-
involve scavenging? Because that's what I'm good at.
You're going to get paid, Miss Rose.
Okay.
Okay.
A robotic arm nudges you in the back. Mom, come on, a bit for king and country. The Reclaimer hears that, turns and goes, "We're Americans, damn it. There is no king here, you prissy British robot." I say, the cheek.
I cannot believe I'm agreeing with the cop.
He's polite.
He walks you to the sheriff's office in town, and the first thing you're thinking is,
Yes.
Exactly how much loot am I gonna get out of this so I can, you know?
so Veronica's completely on her profit margin.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
And how soon can I desert?
Okay. So when I said Wild West town, that's exactly what I mean. I mean, you've got a dirt street that everyone walks on, and then you've got wooden boardwalks. The first thing the Reclaimer does when he steps on the wooden boardwalks, he kicks the mud off his boots.
Doesn't have a mud scraper, huh?
Not yet.
Politely.
Walks into the sheriff's office, and the sheriff actually has a mat out. It's an old mat from before the war that says, "Welcome," in bright pink. The Reclaimer makes it a point to get the mud off his boots on that mat, and then he walks into the sheriff's station.
Okay.
Just following along.
Well, I guess we have to follow along, otherwise I can't desert now.
Okay.
I mean, we got no place to run to, and I haven't bought anything yet.
He brings you into what looks like a bad 1950s Western movie set for a sheriff's jail. Okay, sets you down and says, "Okay, so I was told that you all might be in the area, and I recognize you both from dossiers that we keep on little people we might be able to recruit at various times. There's a mission of great importance I need to bring up to you. However, we are being watched. So for the sake of this conversation, I have to pretend I'm arresting you."
Okay.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time.
Yes, Miss Rose, I'm well aware of your interesting past. I think he's saying you're a criminal, Mom.
Hey, it's not my fault that sometimes the places
Nothing's
aren't
ever
as
proven,
unoccupied
and the
as I
charges
thought they
were
were.
So if you surrender your weapons, please, let's make this amiable.
Jesus, it's getting worse and worse.
Oh, I forget, this is the first time you've roleplayed with me, isn't
All
it?
right, oh boy. Bert is not.
I should warn you, there's a thing in my games called a James trap where doing the right thing to get out still screws you over. Alright.
I can't believe Bert's just handing his weapons over.
So, the Reclaimer puts all your possessions into trunks, calls up two deputies, they pick up the trunks, take them out, load them on a Brahmin. He then puts you all in manacles, then looks at the robot.
Hey, if I'm going, he's going.
I know, I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to make it look like I'm arresting a robot. I'm a law-abiding citizen, I am. Shut up, don't listen to him. He's a criminal down to his heart.
Pull out a CPU.
Reclaimer looks at you and goes,
A gunshot wound.
I find this works. Bam! He hits Percy.
Hey! Be careful!
I say, Mom, that actually does make me feel better.
Oh, well then never mind.
Oh, really?
Bam!
Hey! Watch it there. He's family.
That was good. He then marches you outside Brightwater. Now, I had the Brightwater map with me, but I had mislocated it, so I might have to redraw it. But picture, you have this town laid out pretty much east to west, but kind of like a sloping northeast angle to the main street. There is an also street on the south part that centers off to the southeast. On the northwest corner of this map, picture a large hill. On top of that hill, there's a radio station. All right?
Mm-hmm.
No one likes going up. You've both been to Brightwater before, so you know. Nobody likes going up to this radio station because you know that uncle that lives out in the desert that talks about how the government's out to get you?
Mm.
I thought it was some black guy living.
This is that radio station.
Oh,
Okay? The guy is called Radio Paranoia. The caption below his ham setup is, if you're not paranoid, it's the fucking post-apocalypse. What's wrong with you? Right? As you walk up the long trail to get up to the hill, you notice that people, the further up you go, are pointedly like moving away and not watching. As you're walking out of town, it does occur to you that the reclaimer sees that you are being observed. Make notice roll, see if you can catch who it is that's observing you.
I got a 7.
Yes, 6.
You both notice that on the south side of the town there's an office for a mercenary company. One of the mercenaries is tailing you, and he's doing a bad job of it. But when he sees you start to go up the hill, he's kind of like, oh, they're finally arresting the kook. Okay. And he walks away about halfway up the hill. The second you walk into this ramshackle Radio Shack tower, the reclaimer takes off your cuffs, lets you re-gear up, and is like, I'm so glad you all agreed. Thank you. We had to make sure that the mercenaries didn't see what we're up to.
Okay.
Strapped to a chair is the paranoid nut. Somebody would untie me! I have rights! Habeas corpus!
Please tell me he's not coming along.
No.
Okay, good.
This is not a fair case of eminent domain! Shut up, you old coot. It was the only place I could think of where we wouldn't be observed. So he locks the coot in a closet, who occasionally hear bump the closet or yell various political things from. And he says, so this is what's going on. He lays out a map of what looks like northern Wisconsin. We have had reason to believe that a vault is in danger of...
A what?
Yes, a score, he says to you derogatorily, is in danger of being discovered by a clan of raiders. This clan of raiders is run by a particularly nasty ghoul by the name of Aemon. Either one of you have a religion skill?
Not really.
Okay.
No.
So, this guy is certifiably nutso. And that's by raider standards.
Oh, that's
so
really
what
bad.
you're basically telling me is we're going to be dealing with a homicidal, psychopathic, whack job.
I'm saying it's a possibility.
Psychotic tendencies.
I'm saying that if you shoot to kill and shoot on first sight, I will not shed a tear.
So basically, we take this guy down by any means necessary.
Well, we're not going there for the guy, we're going there for the vault.
Which means we take this guy down by any means necessary. Because in order to get to the vault or out of the vault, we're going
I'm just saying that there's a chance of a fire right here. I don't want you to go into the situation thinking it's all going to be wine and roses. There's probably going to be some action. Okay, that being said, it's come to my attention that you have recently encountered an interesting scientific find, Miss Rose. Something about a cookbook?
Whatever do you mean?
Miss Rose, I'm a reclaimer. Don't lie to me.
Well, considering the last person who had it kind of got dead.
Yeah.
Really dead?
The guys with the vertebrates that disappear.
Yeah, those creepy guys.
I'm not feeling so good about her anymore.
How much do you guys know about the myth called the... How much do you two know about the myth called the Eye Killers?
Nothing.
Well, I kind of saw them firsthand, so they're not.
That was the report that I got. Okay, so Matthew had probably heard about this since he's been in the range. The Eye Killers are a urban myth sort of thing. They're people that show up in the middle of the night, kill people for no reason, scoop out their eyes, and then take off. No one ever hears them coming. No one ever sees them. It's that thing like the Black Pearl. You know, if no one ever survives, how do people know the stories? But the stories somehow still spread. She's actually seen an attack.
Okay, so they're real.
They're real.
To her.
Yeah.
From what we can tell, they have some kind of Chinese stealth technology they've modified to work on their vehicles, and they apparently have at least 2 working vertibirds. We believe they're active in this area with the vault. We believe they're interested in the vault, and we don't know why.
Oh shit! Why the hell do you want to send us in there? Like seriously, I'm lucky I got out
Miss Rose,
alive.
you are the person right now in this room, and in fact, in the entire Republic, that's had the most experience with them and knows how they operate. Are you not?
So wait a minute, you're sending us into a vault that's possibly inhabited by a bunch of psychotic whack jobs.
No, that's not what I said. The vault is in danger of being discovered by the raiders, and we're pretty sure the Eye Killers are looking for it. What we're going to do tonight is we're going to fly out on one of our sparrows. A sparrow is a Lansing vertibird. Fly out one of our sparrows close to the ground under radar, as stealthy as we can. We're going to fly you to the site, and then Miss Rose is going to explore it as best she can. I will assist you with any of the technical things you may need. You're going to be responsible for getting us back, he says to Matthew's character, Burt.
Oh boy.
Great. So after you've been in the vault and therefore discovered all this wonderful stuff that's going to attract every fucking scavenger with a weapon for the next 100-mile radius.
With
We're
luck
going
and,
on land.
with luck and good fortune, we should be able to fly back on the Sparrow. But if we can't, that's where you come in. That's where you come in involved.
Oh, that sparrow's going to stay attacked no matter what. Because I don't care if I have skills given by God himself.
And speaking of which, he looks down at what looks to be an old wristwatch. Speaking of which, he should be here right about. You hear blaring through the sky. Dun 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 dun.
Well, if it's doing that the whole time, then we might as well might as well just die now.
It's not the Sparrow. He turns off a switch. It's the damn radio show alarm that Kook has.
Oh, well that
explains good, because I was about ready to swallow my rifle. Just get it over with right now.
All right. Sure enough, though, you do hear a vertibird landing outside. Now, a sparrow is a very interesting Lansing creation. It's not the same size as the vertibirds you're used to seeing in the game, which will sit about 6 to 8 people. A sparrow only sit 4. It's originally designed for a pilot, a co-pilot, and 2 passengers. The Lansing sparrows are actually all made post-war. It's very unique in that design. It is a tri-rotor, which means you have one central rotor that gives lift and 2 side rotors that tilt to give it direction. The design has proved quite durable because if one of the rotors goes down, you still have 2 rotors to keep you aloft, and if necessary, you can make a soft landing. So it's a vast improvement on what you see things like the Brotherhood of Steel use.
Excellent.
Problem is,
there always is.
For all that engine speed and all that fuel and stuff that you're putting on that bird, you gave up a lot of armor. You gave up a lot of good weaponry. Okay? For those of you that are familiar with it, does anybody know what a Kiowa helicopter is that the Army still uses? Picture a Kiowa, Matt, with a snub bubble nose. That's basically the size of the vehicle we're looking at.
That ain't big.
Exactly.
Ain't gonna haul much either.
Exactly. They're mainly scouting and light assault choppers. Outside, a guy steps off. He's a Shrike, which is a branch of Lansing government that runs their Air Corps. He's wearing a World War II style bomber jacket over a homespun tunic of green with white liner stripes. Now, in the Lansing government, chevrons represents a member of the official army. Flat stripes represents a member of the militia. So this guy's a part-time pilot.
Oh boy.
He steps off. He gives a funky English salute. The reclaimer claims it with a proper American one. And then he says, "Bonjour, mes amis."
Quebecois.
No. The reclaimer looks at you and goes, "Worse, Uber."
Oh, shit.
The Uper comes over to you, and you notice he's missing a couple of teeth.
Oh, even more shit.
He smells of so much bad thistle leaf, which is an irradiated thistle that makes you high like marijuana, that it's like a cloud. Captain Jean reporting for duty.
She's not English.
We're dead.
Does anybody speak Uper?
I have no clue.
The reclaimer looks at him and goes, "Kababa." Says some kind of like gobbledygook English mishmash French. The Upers have their own language. And the two of them just get on swimmingly. The reclaimer smiles back at me and goes, "Oh, you wouldn't know it, but I'm a Uper."
It's okay. We'll hold it against you.
For target with the accent.
Far more.
Alright, let's pile in. The reclaimer gets into the co-pilot seat. The chopper is armed with a bunch of what appears to be like line direct rockets on 2 stubby wings. And we're on the edge of the wings, there should be miniguns. They instead have this long, strange missile you've never seen. It's long, it's slender, looks like it's only about 6 to 7 inches wide. You've never seen it before, he's never seen it before. You can make a pre-war roll, take a guess at what it might be.
I don't have pre-war.
The scrapper without pre-war.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I didn't know that was an actual skill. I don't think I saw it listed in your thing.
Knowledge of the pre-war world. Okay. On the side door, though, there is a minigun. And the reclaimer gets in and goes, "Well, you want to hop on that gun?"
Yeah, okay.
Okay. He kicks off the tri-rotors, and to actually start it, they actually have something that looks a little bit like a lawnmower clutch where you pull on the lawnmower thing to start the chopper.
It actually works.
The rotors kick up. He gets like 2 feet off the ground, and then he guns it to 300 miles an hour and is just skirting like a couple of yards off the ground.
Yeah, he's driving.
Wahoo! He yells out as he goes. I need you both to make guts roll.
He's driving it like he stole it.
Okay, if I
What
don't
kind of
have
roll are we
guts.
You make a straight spirit.
Guts.
And you make the spirit at -2 if you don't have guts.
I only got a 4 minus 2, so 2.
No. You did that wrong. Remember, it's 2 each die. So this is actually a -1,
Okay.
and that's a...
Well, it's a 3, so it'd be 1.
So it'd be a 1. You have a 1.
Yeah.
You lose a sanity point.
Excuse me?
Because this is an incredibly frightening experience.
So now I'm down to
7.
-2.
I'm good.
You're like, "Wah!"
I'm gonna kill the fucker. I'm going to kill the fucker.
Then I need
I'm
vigor,
going to kill the fucker.
Then I need vigor rolls to keep from vomiting. Anybody familiar with the term vomit rocket?
I need a D8.
Oh boy.
7.
Roll that 6 again because it exploded.
Mm-hmm.
So 7 and 7, 14. You're fine. Okay.
That's okay. If I was going to projectile vomit, it was going to be on the pilot.
So nobody vomits, and you're all okay. And picture that you're on this chopper, zimming, zamming, jinking, going over trees. A couple times he actually bumps the tops of one and goes, "Oh, that was a good one, yeah!"
She's
Yeah,
holding on
I'm
to
gonna
Percy
kill
for
him.
dear life.
You actually see the reclaimer cross himself like a good Novapax Christian. And camera shifts. You are sitting in a realm of bliss and light. You don't hear any harps. Things just feel kind of numb. The last thing you remember before getting into the cryotube is what?
Thinking about my mom.
Okay. So you're at a pleasant dinner in your
Aw.
childhood, but you're older than you were in the actual event. And it's one of those lucid dreaming experiences where you're aware you're dreaming.
Okay.
And then a stranger walks in. And the only way you can describe this stranger, the word that comes to mind is striking. She's about 5'4", 5'5". She has grayish skin and long, translucent white hair. The thing that really sticks out, though, is that all she's wearing is a crown and a smile. She walks up to you and goes, "You need to wake up. They're coming." No one else in the dream sees her.
I don't want to wake up.
She blinks and her eyes kind of like go yellow, almost like a cat's. You need to wake up. If you remain like this, the devil is going to win.
Who's coming?
The devil.
Do I ever see you again?
God and fate willing. You must wake up.
Alright, I force myself to wake up.
Give me a vigor roll. Why is that not closing? Oh, just 4.
I really didn't want to wake up?
You open your eyes and you can see the plastic of the tube over you. Outside of the cryotube, you see a high-tech installation, rafters and stuff. In the background, you hear do 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 do. And written on the wall on the roof in big bold gold letters is Vault X32.
That is too funny.
Do I have any... Does my character...
You're not restrained. You're sitting there in a vault suit. You're not restrained.
400 years of Muzak. No wonder you're saying...
Well, that explains the dream.
Yeah.
Okay, I try to open up the cryotube.
Are you getting past?
Yeah.
Hey, baby. Whoop.
Sure enough, on every cryotube, there's an inside emergency release. All right?
There's my baby. Somebody actually designed something competently.
Well, remember, the cryotubes we see in the fourth game were designed to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
They were actually running that experiment to see what would happen. So, but in a real vault, there would probably be a release lever. So you pull the release lever, the hatch opens. You come out, you're all shaky and stuff for some reason, despite the fact you've not moved. In hundreds of years, your muscles are perfectly fine, no atrophy whatsoever. And you kind of blink, You look around, and you're in a room filled full of cryotubes. And the very first cryotube across from you, there's a poodle. Someone paid to preserve Little Miss Fluffy for the post-apocalypse.
Hey, poodles are badass.
Toy poodle. She is laying in there.
Still a badass.
She has the perfect little, like, bonbon cuts, little bonbon feet, a necklace filled with what appear to be diamonds, and all around her there are little, like, mementos and toys and stuff. So when she wakes up, she'll have something to play with. She's still like that. All the other tubes are smashed. You see where parts of the ceiling have fallen in. Wires are shorting. Good grief. Sorry, I'm having some problems getting my computer working. Wires are shorting. And somewhere you hear something skittering in this room. Give me a notice check.
Mm-hmm. Brad Roach.
Give me a notice check.
I don't see notice in here.
If you don't have notice, you make the check straight with your stat, which would be your smarts. You're going to roll your smarts die and your wild die at -2 each die.
Alright. So my smarts is D10.
Okay. So you roll a D10 and a D6 for me. Subtract 2 from each die.
Remind me next time I roll guts to use a die 4 instead of die 6. I misread my.
So we have a -1 and we have a 3. So we're going to count that as a 3.
Okay.
You don't quite know where the sound is coming from, but you can tell it is in the room. And it sounds like a little kind of thing.
Get the poodle
Is
out.
it near me?
It's somewhere in the room. Remember, you failed the check, so you don't know exactly where it is.
Get the poodle out.
I look inside. I check each. Are there any? Are the people?
Sure.
They're smashed.
You go by each of the tubes. Give me a straight smarts roll. Difficulty 4. Six and 5 make 11. You are almost 2 races over the target. Okay, you go ahead and put this out there. Let's just go ahead and give you some dice to have you roll on that sort of X. I mean, I have to always get up. You look, and something about the way the tubes are smashed doesn't look quite right. It doesn't look like it's a natural phenomenon. Like on a couple of tubes, you see some blood crusted on the glass. You notice that all the tubes that had female occupants, the female occupants are in a state of semi-undress, particularly from the waist down.
Are the corpses preserved, or are they dead?
Oh, they're dead now. They all look like they've all been smashed recently because all the people in the cryotubes haven't like rotted or anything.
Oh, so they're pretty well preserved.
Yeah. Many of the male corpses in there are like missing faces or have had mutilation, and you're not sure what could have done that. Speaking of which, that's a pretty frightening scene. Take a guts check for me.
That is a frightening scene.
What's your guts?
Don't have it.
Okay, so you're going to make that check straight on your spirit and D6. Let me give you some various dice. You don't have anything that's a D12, right? Here, pass those over to Raymond. Do you have anything that's rated as a D4? I believe so.
Yeah.
Take that D4 too.
So I'm rolling what now?
You're rolling a spirit check.
Okay.
Because it's a pretty gory, frightening scene.
Which one of these is that?
Your spirit trait is a what?
Nothing.
No, you have a spirit trait. Primary spirit?
SPR?
SPR.
They didn't put anything there.
Where's your original handwritten sheet? You have a D8.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me write that down.
Spirit was the primary trait for fate and things that would be faith, so we made it a D8 if I remember correctly.
All right. So I'm rolling the
A D8 and a D6, minus 2 each.
D8 and D6. Eight.
Okay. You managed not to lose any sanity from the scene, but the thing that kind of jars you about it is obviously this has been done by someone human or someone with some intelligence. So your first thought actually from being pre-war is mad robot.
Okay. I'll look around the room and see how big it is and if there's any point of entry or exit.
There is indeed a door.
I go to it.
Okay, the door is shut solid.
Why do I think this just takes me back to that poodle? I go back to the poodle creche and
Okay.
inspect it a little bit more carefully, deliberately. Do I notice anything beyond what you just told me?
It's still just an operating.
Perfect.
Operating cryotube.
Dogs. So it's like the chamber at the beginning of pretty much Fallout 4. There's only one way out, and that's blocked.
That's what it looks like.
I do a more thorough inspection of the entire room.
Okay, give me another notice roll as you search around the room.
All right. What's notice under again? 'Cause I don't have that.
Notice is a skill. It's linked to your smarts.
Okay, so I have a 10.
So you roll -2 each die.
Plus 5.
Okay. You're fishing around. You find the latch that opens the door. The latch seems to be functional, but it takes a card reader of some kind. And as you look around the room, you notice that there are a couple of tubes that were for staff.
No.
You search through those, and as you're searching through those, you do find one with a identification card. It says Vault Tech Employee. Greeter, number 4. And at the bottom there's some kind of number. It looks like it's some kind of score.
I take the card.
Okay. As you're taking the card is when you get jumped. Something leaps upon your character's back and knocks you to the ground.
Oh, God.
Told you should have woke up the dog.
Oh, damn. I need you to witness that roll, hon.
I trust you.
Are you trying to kill him?
No, it just is what world. Something leaps upon your back, pounds you to the ground, and ties you up on like some weird wrestling hold, right? You cannot move your arms or your legs, and you hear a feminine voice whisper in your ear, I won't let you. What do you do?
Won't let me what?
You're one of them. You're one of them. I saw what they did to the corpses. I saw. Clearly you have someone who might not be sane.
Is it gone?
You're my precious.
So one thing about the game system is, since the game system wants to encourage role-playing, draw a chip. That was good. I think your stack's actually over here.
Thank you. Look, I just got out of this creche myself. I don't know where I am. Who are you? Look at me. Do I look like someone's been around for a long time? Look at how I'm dressed. I just woke up. I'm wet.
You robbed it. They took the suits. You robbed it. She pulls out a Jared, that's good. A jagged, is what I'm trying to say, piece of glass.
He pulls out a pedophile.
Starts to move your head to the side. Damn you, Matthew.
Oh, God. Ew.
Okay, now we're over that. She starts to pull your head to the side, and all of a sudden you hear that feminine voice in your dream say, no. And whoever's on top of your back goes flying off your back and into the ceiling. Give me a guts check. If you don't have guts, it's spirit. But you actually have guts, if I remember correctly.
It's, no, I've got spirit.
Okay, so you're rolling your spirit in a d6, -2 each die.
1 and 3.
You lose a point of sanity, because this is pretty frightening. The person goes flying off you into the ceiling, and she's held there. And the apparition suddenly coalesces in front of you, just like she was in your dream. No. Sets her down gently. The woman's like, frogging the mouth, goes, well, obviously you're not going to be any help. I'm so sorry. Puts her other hand on her head. The apparition puts hands on the woman's head. Do you try to stop her or interact with her in any way?
Hell no.
The woman suddenly falls over. You obviously fear there might be death involved. But the apparition actually catches her and sets her down gently. Turns to you and goes, I don't have much power left to be speaking with you. They're coming. You need to hide and find a weapon. And that's when the apparition fades away.
Find a weapon.
Well, get the dog out.
Poodle?
Throw the poodle out.
I'll lead him to the poodle.
I tell you, man, don't even underestimate a toy poodle. They're vicious little critters, man.
You pull the cycle hatch on the poodle's
His ass.
cryo chamber.
No.
Oh, did you get your ass
I'm
kicked
gonna-
by a poodle? Did you?
Yes, he did.
Oh my.
I'm gonna go try the key on the door.
It opens.
Cautiously look out.
You hear voices distantly. Lots of laughter, kind of raucous.
Huh.
The occasional scream.
Is it dark? Semi-dark?
Oh yeah.
Wow, it's dark. Okay. So my visibility is.
It's about the conditions you'd have of a nighttime with good moonlight. You have some emergency lights that are running, but not much else.
Okay.
The hallway outside appears to be about 15 feet wide. You don't see any doors on the other side. It goes about 20 feet in each direction, and where it tees off.
I head slowly, cautiously toward the voices.
Give me a stealth roll.
That would roll against agility?
It's an agility-based skill.
Okay. Makes sense. 11. No, I'm sorry. 12 plus 6.
Remember, subtract 2 from each die.
Oh, so it's 6 and 4, 10, 16. I rolled a
Subtract
7?
2 from each die. How'd you get it?
2. Oh, 2. Okay.
So one die is a
5,
7. Subtract 2, that makes 5. The other
and
die is 8.
3.
Subtract 2 makes 1.
Well, this is 5. That would be 3.
Okay,
right?
so that'd be 3, and your other die is a
7.
5, so you have an 8.
Right.
Okay.
Plus 6.
Yeah, and I realize it's a little odd, but they do that because in some of their contests, you count the number of dice. That's why I have to phrase it like that.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so you have an 8. You actually have success in a race. You creep down this hallway so quietly that spec operators would be impressed. And as you round a T in the hallway, you come up to a room with a door open that says cafeteria, and this is where most of the noise is coming from. You look, and there is a gang of people inside the cafeteria. They're dressed in like a combination of bad Ren Fair, bad Western clothing, right? Most of them have tattoos. A few have 80s style foot-high mohawks. A couple have things actually drilled into their heads.
Oh, God.
Raiders!
And on a table,
Did anybody believe me? No.
they have handcuffed down a man in a vault suit. And they're gradually cutting the vault suit away and cutting him as they're doing it. And of course, he's screaming. One of them actually cuts off a bit of the guy's skin, throws it onto a frying pan.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, they're eating him alive.
Okay, I slowly
Does he
make my
need
way
another
back
guts
toward the
check for
vault area where I was. Oh, God.
As you're backing out, a guy comes up from the other side of the cafeteria, and he looks absolutely horrible. I need 2 spirit rolls. One for the scene, and then one for seeing this thing. And that's the first word that jumps out of your mind is thing.
Okay, -2 per...
-2 per die. Target number is always 4 unless I say otherwise.
2, 3. That's total of 5.
Pass that one.
Okay.
And the second one.
4, -1, plus 8.
Okay, so you don't lose any sanity. The scene before you shows people at their worst being, little shits. And then as the guy walks in from the other side of the room, he walks in with a woman in tow. The woman has like a dog collar on with a rope that he's carrying. She is dressed in some weird kind of metal fantastic armor. He's dressed in all black, the leather duster, and his skin looks all creepy and rotting.
Cool.
He has had put into his head a pair of fake horns to make him look kind of like the devil. They're about 7 to 8 inches long, and they curve backward. Think Hellboy, but, not as cool. On his side, there's a huge submachine gun pistol. Picture like a Scorpion or a Tech 9, but bigger and bulkier, because that's what Fallout Tech looks like. He walks in, goes, "What are you all doing?" Everyone stops. "We're sorry, Amon. We're just, having some fun. There wasn't much else to do. I mean, this is all nerd shit." And he says it with a huge amount of disgust. "Books. Ugh."
Oh my God.
So, how many people total am I?
About 30.
30.
You are grossly outnumbered.
Oh, God, okay.
All right, most of the gang is here. Why aren't one of you keeping watch? We're down in a hole, girl. It's not like Hammond pulls out the pistol, shoots someone dead. Why isn't one of you keeping watch? Going right now, boss! One runs. Hammond walks up to the vault dweller that's there and goes, "I'm so sorry. Children, disobedient. I'm going to give you a choice. You can die now. Go into the great nothing. Never be, no pain. or you can continue to strive and suffer here. But with me, at least you'll have fun. He looks at the door where you're hiding. Then looks to his gang. You searched the whole place, right? Of course we did, boss. Do it again. And that's when the camera cuts, leaving on your character's face up.
Wait, what?
Your character's expression when the camera pans to you is...
Well, my character is whispering a telekinetic, by distance, extreme unction for the guy that's dying. And as I'm doing so, I'm walking
like whispering
slowly,
last rites or something.
last rites to him, and I'm walking back.
Okay.
I forgot to see if that shit had a weapon on it.
Okay.
These are nice transition scenes.
Transitioning back. Oh, look at that! Vroom. He actually flips the chopper upside down to avoid a tree.
I'm gonna be sick!
Oh my god. I'm not gonna kill him, I'm gonna feed him.
Target sighted, tandem in, it's woo-hoo-hoo!
Can we please just walk back, please?
Gummer, I'm about to get eaten. Hurry up.
And that's when a warning light starts going off in the chopper. Beep, beep, beep,
What is
beep,
that?
beep, beep.
Why am I not surprised?
What is
The
that?
Youper
noise?
immediately yanks the stick up and climbs straight up as a missile. Flies underneath the chopper and explodes into a tree.
Oh shit, we're gonna die.
What? You're just now getting that clue?
Don't even that! He says to the guy beside him. The guy translates from the Youper. We got company.
No shit!
We kind of had no idea.
So this is a non-combat scene. We need to draw action cards.
Uh-oh.
Matthew, Ruth, both draw a card from the deck for me, please.
Although you're pinning me down.
What do y'all have?
We got a 4 of diamonds.
All right.
King of spades.
So the good news is Matthew will go before the bad guys. Ruth goes before one of the bad guys, but after one of the others. All right. So, Matt, you're already on the gun, right?
Yep.
I need you to make a notice check, see if you can see this thing that just popped a shot at your chopper.
Yeah, okay. Alrighty. 12.
Oh, yeah. So you're peering out in the gun, and as the spare you're on is going straight up, you look, and below you see an old-style pre-board vertibird. Picture a I think it's V-22 Osprey. Is that right?
Yeah.
The big double prop.
Yeah.
Picture that, but a little bit smaller and armed to the teeth with guns and missiles.
Okay.
You look, you have a momentary sight of it, and then it starts to literally fade from view. Now, it's dark out because it's night, so it's a little hard to see to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
But you actually see the thing disappear in front of you. Then you see another one appear about 30 feet to its left, and you see its minigun starting to cycle, and the laser sights from the miniguns paint across your chopper. You have a target if you wish to light it up.
Shit.
All right, so you're about to fire on this essentially essentially a glorified helicopter. Is there a particular target you want to go for?
Cockpit.
Okay, you're aiming right for the cockpit.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a roll. It is vehicle size +2. You need to roll with that minigun 6s. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A long burst of fire goes off the minigun. You hit it right into the cockpit. Things start bouncing off the cockpit for the damage. The minigun does 5d10.
Oh jeez.
Because he's firing a big burst from it. The cockpit has an armor of 20. Anything over 20 starts to damage the machine. Do any of those dice roll 10s to explode?
That was all a 10.
Well, another one to it. So that's 14 there. What else we got?
5,
5, 4,
4, 8, and 5.
and oop, that was
Okay, so 19.
Okay.
8 and 5.
So there start to be 4 points to the pilot. And what's the rest?
It's an
8 and
8
4.
and a 4.
12.
Okay. The co-pilot gets splattered from your burst. He's gone. All right. The pilot, you see, kind of like, ow, with it a little bit. The vehicle kind of like waves and it throws off their shots. the gun barrels that were aimed originally for your chopper kind of like wiggle a little bit, throwing off their shot somewhat.
We're still all gonna die.
And I'm going to apply my
Did you say someone bought him?
floating wild dog to this.
Good dog, man.
Oh yeah, he's a great dog. I'm gonna miss the hell out of him.
Okay, so sadly, this is the attack roll of your opponent. They definitely hit your chopper right where they're aiming for. The mid rotor suddenly stops working. You see bits of it actually flying away as bullets chew it in half.
Flashback to Somalia!
The sparrow you're on stops climbing and starts to level off, and the Yooper looks up and goes, "Oh, that's good."
Look back at him and go, "No shit!"
Percy, you can hold me if we jump off, right?
Yes, Mom, but I'm not rated to be a parachute.
No, it's just gonna land on
The
you.
vertibird you've tuned up with the minigun passes underneath the sparrow, kind of like waggling still. All right. As it passes beneath the sparrow, the Yooper goes, "Whoa!" And he actually like rolls the sparrow a little bit so that the dumb rockets are lined up, and he just dumps them all. Right?
You do
And by
realize we had another one out here.
And by some miracle, by some miracle, fire like these 50 rockets from this thing, they're completely unguided. One of them goes right up the engine pipe of this vertibird, and it explodes. Boom! And a big fireball in front of you.
Good,
I need
one
vigor
down.
checks.
Bert, could you please break me up a piece of that?
Because vertibirds use a nuclear engine.
Oh no.
You know, they don't actually explode.
And Fallout, they do. Which is annoying.
Don't forget about that Zayton technology.
Got 6.
Okay. Roll the 6 again. Yep. Okay, you're good. Neither one of you are flash blinded, but you hear the reclaimer quickly curse, and the Yooper goes, "Oi, that's a hurtsa!" And your chopper, which originally was kind of like this originally, so you could fire the rockets, is now pointed nose down at the ground.
Oh.
Pull up! Pull up!
Here we go.
To the ground. Well, what the hell am I supposed to do?
Use foul language, I don't know.
The reclaimer's cursing, he's the co-pilot, he's not acting. The other pilot's already acted. You could theoretically reach out, grab the co-pilot stick, and...
I guess that's what she's gonna do out of desperation, even though she doesn't know.
Do you have any piloting skill?
No, she's just gonna grab it and yank it upward.
Harsh language.
I need you to roll your agility and your wild die.
The best line
Now,
ever.
I might point out, this would probably be a good time to spin one of those action chips.
Do I have to spend it like right now or after?
You have to actually spin before the roll, yes. Savage Rolls makes you spin before the roll, you can't spend after. It's one of the things I'm going to fix in Cell Swords.
Could you risk it and forego the action card and just go with the die?
The chip, yes. The action cards are just initiative, and some of the edges, perks, what they're called in Fallout, that we use, are triggered by drawing certain cards. All right. She could just risk a straight roll, but if she uses the chips, it gets better. Whites add 2. Actually, might only be 1. Hold on, let me double check that.
That was 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm double checking now.
I could be remembering, though. I'm misremembering because...
It was originally 2 in Deadlands, that's why I'm quoting that, if I remember correctly.
Deadlands uses a slightly different version of it, though.
Yeah, they streamlined it down.
I'm trying to adapt it to like a Three Musketeers type setting right now, which is why I want to borrow his fantasy thing, because it has a lot more sword shit in there.
No, not really. They don't have like riposte or parries or anything like the Solomon Kane game was better.
Yeah, but there's also...
I gotta say, as far as like Savage Worlds goes, that is the best self-designed game I've seen in the whole series.
Oh, everybody says so. The critics love it.
It was amazing.
Solomon Kane?
Yeah.
Critically acclaimed, man. It won like 2nd place in the order.
It's originally got me interested in the setting.
Huh.
I mean, I think only 5th edition D&D beat it.
Bennies and Fate. Okay.
Yeah, because 5th edition D&D is considered one of the most elegant systems designed for D&D in a long, long time.
I hate it. No, actually, I kept it. It's +2 to a trait/skill roll.
Okay. Good.
So I could feasibly spend it on.
So think of it this way: buying 1 would buy off the.
This system's universally popular, though.
But spending 1 would buy off the -2 modifier.
I like it.
I would actually spend 2. Spend 1 to buy off the -2, and then spend another to get a +2,
Yeah,
just so
I
you
have,
don't
like-
mess it up.
Yeah, but I only have 3. Now, what would a
True.
red chip do?
Red chip is the same thing as a white chip, but when you play a red, I get to draw from the hat for the GM.
Say what?
When you spend a red, it's still a +2, just like the white chips. But I get to draw a chip for me.
It's always designed for
fuck
D&D.
that.
D&D really rarely transfers well to another.
So what are we doing?
Other setting.
I'm gonna do maybe one more.
Okay, so we're buying off the penalty.
Another genre.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna play D&D, you kind of have to play
Or-
D&D. You know what I'm saying?
Barely just. You grab the stick,
So I wasn't
you
gonna
yank
use
backward,
spreadsheets
and the
here.
chopper
I saw
doesn't
this.
pull up, it stabilizes. You hear the bottom of the sparrow hit a tree. Boom!
Well,
Matt,
yes.
vigor.
Do I have to pee down my leg?
No, I need your vigor to keep hold of the gun.
Oh, okay. So my bladder is incidental.
I'm sorry, I didn't say vigor. I'm sorry, I didn't say vigor. I meant to say strength, because when she hits the tree, the whole chopper shakes and the gun might fly off.
Roll.
My strength is not that great, so we're going to have to work at it here. Yeah, not going to hold it.
Whoa! The minigun goes flying.
Ah,
Wait,
shit.
you telling me this thing was not attached to the chopper?
No. It was a freestanding pencil.
Yeah. I figured
She just hit a tree at some 450 miles an hour.
I just figured that the thing would be actually attached to the chopper in some fashion or form, at least a strap.
No, that's originally what they had. Originally on the Sparrows, they have them attached to the stubby wings, but this one was set up in the door because he's got missiles on the wings.
Yeah, but I figured it at least had it strapped to the door.
Nope, it comes off. Psh, breaks. Welcome to Fallout.
I mean, at 400 miles an hour, dude, that's fucking fast.
All right.
Hey, my chopper hit the ground and it still had its 60 strapped to the damn
The
door.
point being, the GM is altering the story of the drama. This is what happens. Bang, the mountain goes flying.
I'm still
leaving
going
you without a
back
gun, other than your own gun.
I'm still going back for it.
Okay. The last action is the last one to act. The one that first fired turns and is coming straight at your chopper.
Oh shit.
Yeah, grab it.
It starts firing its miniguns. Brrrr.
Oh well, fuck it.
You hear some bullets and stuff ping off the hull, but your hull still holds. You do see some scrap and some dreck go flying off your Sparrow because they're lightly armored. The Reclaimer's last action is to yell as he's fumbling, "Fire the stingers! Fire the stingers!"
What button's that?
Roll your intelligences.
Yeah.
Smarts, because you've never heard the term stinger. You have no idea what he's talking about.
Oh, I'm rolling a D8.
Yeah, at least you got brains.
You're confusing me with the terms. Is it smarts or intelligence?
Smarts is intelligence. I use intelligence, that's what most games call it, but in Savage World it's called smarts.
6.
It'll sink. I'll get it.
Yeah.
Ooh, it exploded.
Explode again.
You both intuit he's referring to those strange devices that are on the wings of the chopper. Apparently there's something in here to fire them. Give me a notice check, try to find it.
Nine.
Oh, no, I'm right. I was right the first time. 8.
On both the control sticks, there's a little latch that you see that you flip up, and there's probably a button underneath it.
Okay, well.
Hold on. Next
Now
round.
I know what to do next round.
Uh-oh. Turn-based.
Flip them. Oh, the bad guys go first.
Shit.
They pass by your Sparrow, and both the gunners are aiming straight for one of your engine pods.
Yay.
Told you, we're all gonna die. Everybody think I'm a
They
pessimist.
speed by, and they do not hit anything.
Okay.
We're all gonna die.
Your all's turn.
Well,
Looks like Ruth's going first.
I don't know what I can do because I, number one, don't know how to fly. And they're past now, so I can't really shoot the stingers, now can I?
Maybe, maybe not. He said shoot him, so shoot him.
So they've just buzzed by you. You've got a hold of the stick. The Uper's kind of a little bit out of it. The Reclaimer's a little bit out of it. It's a flywheel, all right? It's a lever. You're familiar with the concept of, if I move the lever this way, the chopper goes this way.
Yeah.
So you could actually try to make a turn and get the gun in line.
And crash us?
I'm not the one playing your character. That's up to you.
Like,
It's too bad you don't know that the stingers are heat-seeking, so therefore it doesn't matter where you point the damn thing.
well,
Oh, shit.
that was a player who didn't know that.
Right.
Oh, that's right. The character
So-
probably would know that.
The character
The
might.
character
if
might
she-
know that.
Like I said.
Considering my dice exploded and I had like a, let's see, 8.
So you just want to pull the trigger and hope?
I guess.
Click! You pull the trigger. Since you don't know how to pull the trigger and only fire one, both of them go off.
Oh, wait.
Suddenly
Oh, well.
the rockets on the sides of the Sparrow both ignite. They fly out in front of you about 100 feet, and then they just kind of like meander for a little bit. And one of them starts to turn to the right, the other one starts to turn to the left. And as they turn, one of them picks up a heat signal, and sure enough, it goes flying past you. And you hear in the distance, boom.
Did it hit?
I don't know. I'm not looking. I'm too busy trying to hold on to dear life and keep my bladder under control.
And as you're watching it, that's when you notice that the starboard engine pod is starting to slow down.
Oh, shit.
You've got maybe 30, 50 seconds to land this bird.
How do you land this thing?
It's very easy. You just fall down.
Pow!
It's worse than that. Your sense of humor got hit.
Land the damn bird!
He pulls the emergency. The Sparrow has engineered on it an emergency lever for emergency landing.
Mm-hmm.
The second he pulls it, the engine pods immediately tilt upward to give what lift they can. The middle rotor's still trying to go to give what lift it can. And the bird starts to slow down its forward momentum. It levels off and it starts to descend slowly. Yeah, they had a good engineer on this design.
But they still can't make a factory to make bullets.
Yes, there are factories that make bullets, okay? Just deal with it. So the chopper starts to descend. It comes down to a stop. You touch down, and what's the first thing that happens when you both hit the ground?
She throws herself on the ground and starts kissing it.